what has God taught you along the way in releasing all of your earnings? Because many of us have to set a finish line. You've had the opportunity to do that early on.
Well, I learned a lot of things through that experience. Certainly my wife and I learned a sense of the reality of words that we had spoken and that I had written in the first edition of my book, Money, Possessions, and Eternity, that some of you are familiar with. I had written this stuff about God owning everything, and within 6 months of writing that, or within 6 months of the release of that book, I was no longer able to own anything at all legally because abortion clinics would come and get it, basically. And so my wife said, be nice to me since it all belonged to her, you know? But really interesting because even though I had access to it, of course, the very fact that legally I didn't own anything, my name was not on any account, I couldn't go to the money machine, as we called it in our family, and put a card in. There's nothing that I could do that made me feel like it belonged to me, which was actually a remarkable process because it was a built-in reminder to my life that the words I had said are really true. It all belongs to God. He owns it all. And the other big thing, giving away 100% of our royalties to ministries all over the world, is the pure joy that my wife, Nancy, and I experienced and still experience to this day of seeing that money go all over the world to plant churches, to feed the hungry, to care for dying children, to translate the scriptures into the language of these formerly unreached people groups. And every once in a while somebody will say to me, you know, you sold 10 million books. I mean, think of all the money, all the royalties, and what you could have done with that. Do you ever kind of have regrets about that? I say, no, never, not even slightly, because there's nothing we could do with that money that will bring us more joy than what we have done with that money, which is invest it in the kingdom of God. And we're fine. We're just regular middle-class people, but rejoicing that really the great majority of our income is able to go all over the world to this day. Now, we have the opportunity now. We could take it all. We could take all those royalties if we wanted to, and we go, well, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know, that kind of mentality. If God has provided for us all the way and given us this joy, why would we take that money? It belongs to God, and He's doing great things with it. And those are treasures in heaven, and we're just grateful.